Hey everybody, welcome to Tall Oak Homestead. My name is Carrie. Thanks for joining me today. You'll notice I'm sporting my brand new John Deere sweatshirt. Those of you that know me well know I'm obsessed with my tractor. I'm actually trying to find a way to convince Andrew that I need a zero-turn lawnmower. I'll keep you posted on how we're going with that. So today we've got some projects outside I'd like to bring you along with. So yesterday I was feeling kind of claustrophobic. I needed to get outside and get some fresh air, so I decided to try and have a fire. The bottom of the fire pit was frozen, so what I did is I just got some branches that we had over in our little wood pile over there, and I was able to start a fire. And then what I did was just kind of walk around the yard and pick up anything that was lying on the yard. I did the same through the forest on the pathways, just picked up anything that was there and threw it in the fire. Had a little bit of fire. It was quite nice. My two friends, Shar and Sherry, popped over with their dogs and we had a little sit around the fire. It was quite nice. Just heard something rustling over here in my garden. We're going to assume it's something nice. I just can't wait to get out here and get planting. I was going to actually go and check on the garlic that we have down here and see if we have any activity yet. I've got it kind of covered with no, it's still pretty frozen too. Might just be too soon. Probably give that another week or two. Today we're supposed to get some rain. It's supposed to get up to about 12 degrees. So you never know. We might be able to see something in there. And on the weekend we also trimmed Andrew's grapevines down. Gave them a nice trim. So we're very excited to see what that's going to bring us this year. So we're going to need a few things from the greenhouse to do some of our pruning. I can't wait to get in here and start cleaning, but a lot of this stuff are things that we have placed out around the garden. So until I can actually get them out there, there's no sense doing anything in here. I do have this toboggan full of wood that we were drying for a fire I can probably take out. And then I got some new baskets this year, which I'm excited to use for when I'm harvesting, because I usually come out to pick something and I'm holding my shirt out and carrying it around in my shirt. So I'll make sure that I come out here first and grab my baskets. So I'm going to need my bag, and I'm going to need my pruners. Put them in my pocket, and we can go and start our first shrub. Okay, this shrub here is my quick fire panicle hydrangea. Planted it last year. It does need a bit of a trim, and as you'll see, I don't know how well this is going to be up close here, but we're looking for these. These are the little nubs. Trying to get into another spot. Here's a good one here. You can see that. That's what we're looking for when we're pruning. We want to prune just above them, and then that will allow for new branches to come out and new growth. And for this one, we're going to do about a third of the plant I'm going to trim off. Okay, on this plant here, it's a fairly new plant. It's kind of hard to see some of the buds. They're not as large. I'm right beside one of our bird feeders, so I'm causing some stress to the birds. As you're seeing, I'm just cutting just above the nubs, or the buds. I don't know why I call them nubs. This branch here, which is going kind of right in towards the other one there, I'm going to cut that one right off. And then this one I'm going to cut by the bud. And this one, I know they're angry with me. They're trying to get to the feeder and they feel like I'm in their way. I don't want to cut too much off this shrub, as I said, because it's still fairly new. You can see the new growth here. I don't know if you can see that. This is a little lighter. That was new growth that was put on last year. And I don't know if I mentioned, but this type of a panicle can grow on both new and old wood. There. so nice to come out and hear all the birds. I would say for a new plant, it's looking great. I'm not seeing any dead branches or any disease, which is good. I'm going to cut that one down a little bit more just because it was kind of starting to cross over on the branch beside it. Actually, this one here is not looking the greatest. I might chop that one down to there. So I'm very excited about our fruit trees. This year's going to be a little different than in previous years. In a few days, well, about 30 days, I am heading to Australia. My son Ty lives there with his wife Laura and 3 grandbabies, Alvy, Griff, and Rook. And on April the 10th, we will be blessed with a 4th grandbaby. Bray will be born. So I'm going out to spend about 6 weeks with them. I am so excited because I have yet to meet the grandbabies in person, or Laura for that matter in person. So I'm so excited to be able to go and spend time with them. But that puts a lot of pressure now on Andrew because I'm going to have a greenhouse and a basement full of seedlings that he is going to have to be responsible for keeping alive and making sure that he's going to harden them off for me, and then for when I get back we can get them all planted. I have every faith in Andrew that he can do that. Just feel like that's a big burden to put on him, but he was insistent that I come out to Australia and meet our new grandbaby, and I'm very thankful that he has been supportive of that because I just can't wait to get out there and get my hands on those kiddos and to see my son and Laura. Okay, this flower here is my Endless Summer Crush hydrangea. Doesn't seem to need as much trimming as the others, but you'll notice here this branch is broken off, so I'm just going to trim that above the nub there. That branch isn't looking so healthy, but I'll give that a little trim. This one has got a little bit of a break in it. I'm going to try and make them fairly close in size so that they're not, just doesn't look, so the plant looks balanced. This branch here is not looking great, but there's a couple of nubs down there. I will cut that down a bit. I think that's all I'm going to do on that one. Doesn't need a lot. And the panicles all fell off at the end of the summer, so I didn't have to cut those off. This is our dwarf maple that we have in the front garden here. I'm not too familiar with that type of a tree, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of reading up on it just to see what needs to be done, if anything, in the early spring before dormancy breaks. So I'll probably do that this afternoon. That way, if anything needs to happen before dormancy breaks, I can get after it this afternoon. All right, so as I mentioned, this hydrangea shrub here was here when we moved in. I don't know exactly what type it is, but I am going to really take after it today because, as you can see, it's starting to interfere with the sumac, and I want to bring it down quite a bit. As I mentioned, this hydrangea was in place when we bought the property. I don't know exactly what type of a hydrangea it is. I do know that it is a panicle type, so it does require to be pruned while it's still dormant, and it does bloom on both old and new wood. So I am going to be taking after it quite a bit today because I don't think it ever really has been pruned, and there's a lot of little branches that are branching out all over the place. There are a few branches that are looking not the healthiest. I did notice that one of them, when I did cut into it, had a hollow spot into it. So I did take that complete branch off, but there are some spots on the trunk of the tree itself and on a few other branches that have a little bit of a, I don't know what you'd call it. It's not a mold. It's almost like a mossy appearance to it. So it looks like it has something happening to it that's not the greatest. So I'll have to keep an eye on it. I may have to at some point just pull the whole plant and replace it. But for the time being, I want to give it a good prune and hopefully give it a chance to come back nice and healthy this spring. That way, by cutting it back the way I have, it's not going to be interfering and getting lost in the sumac that's planted kind of directly right behind it. Our next plant, or our next shrub we're going to deal with, are Arctic Blue Willows. Just going to trim them. Just a little bit. The detail card did say you could go take about half of it off. I don't want to do that. These are not very large. As I mentioned, we only planted them last year. Just want to give them a little bit of a trim to encourage some growth, but I don't want to take them down by half. I feel like that's enough. Okay, I'll continue on with the next three. My boxwoods I planted the year before last took a real hit this past winter with the snow. We had an incredible amount of snowfall and they were packed down. I tried to come out as much as I could and knock some of the snow off, but sometimes it's not always possible. We've got a little bit of winter wear in here, you can see that, but I'll just give them a couple more weeks and I'll give them a little bit of a trim. Hopefully they'll bounce back. Okay, that's it for my outdoor projects today. I do have a couple of things that I'm working on inside I'd like to give you a little bit of an update on. But just before I go in, I want to just have a quick look on my back hill here. I have a lot of perennials up on the hill. I just want to see how they're doing, how they fared over the winter. So let's see what we can see. Okay, this down here is mint. I can see in some spots, I can see some green coming up, which is promising. What shouldn't be surprising because mint is it's almost like a weed. It grows so fast. Here's some sedum. Not seeing any growth beneath it. Could be too soon. Those are all my daylilies up there. I've started a bunch of echinacea, daisies, a whole bunch of other flowers that I want to populate this hill with back here. My zebra grass needs a trim. A Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of green, but that's okay. Not seeing a lot of brown. Oh, there's the wieners. There's one of them. I'm trying to think of something new to plant along here this year. I think what I might do is plant some Lavaterra along there. It gets very high. I've already got my little cages there in place. Oh, hello. I'm causing a ruckus out here. I think I'm going to give that a try this year. Put some Lavaterra. And then along here, let's check on the, oh, look at all the buds coming up. Can you see them? These are all lilacs. There's beautiful buds. We're going to have some lovely flowers along here. Oh, there's the third one. Okay, we're back inside where it's a little warmer and quieter. We don't have all the dogs and all the birds in the background. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on some of the seeds that I have started and show you where we're at. You can see at the back, I've got kale that's come up. A couple of them have started. And here, these two, got 20 shishitos that have starting to come up. And then this little thing here is some lettuce. In this container we have asparagus, celery, some peppers. No, actually some tomatoes. They're not starting yet. In this back shelf here, I've got some striped Germans, some Romas that are starting to come up nicely. And down here we have some our cherry tomatoes, our chocolate cherry, super sweet 100s, 8 grappolinis. Those are like aroma spoons. These are so cute. They are the tiniest little tomatoes and they are so sweet. The grandbabies love them. These ones on the end are black cherries. Bumblebee mix, those are my favorite. And then these two are poppies. You can see I've got some new seedling growth there. On the bottom shelf here we have our shallots, our bunching onions, and our bulbed onions. They're looking like they need a bit of a haircut. Then this morning I put on the heat mat, sorry. I've got purple, white, and pink lavender in here. I have some eucalyptus, and I've started some more echinacea. You can see actually some lavender starting to come up, but I thought we'd try it on the heat mat. It does help. And then at the top here, I'm not sure how I feel about these actually. I'm going to be honest with you. These are my soil blocks. I'm going to bring this over here on the table where it's easier to see. These are my snapdragons. And you can see how, like this one here, it started to break apart from the group here. I water them daily. Just don't feel like I'm having, excuse me, much success. Okay. In this tray, I have my violas, my pansies. These two rows here were bunnytail. These two are echinacea. This is echinacea here, and these are strawberries. Excuse me. Just don't feel like they're doing great. I think I need to spend some more time playing around with them, but as I'm getting closer to when I need to have these things planted, I'm going to resort back to what I'm comfortable with, and then I'll spend some time working on this so maybe I can perfect it for next year. Just want to make sure that I have everything prepared that I need. I was out next door with my friend Charlene, and we were going through her garden. I was helping her trim her fruit trees, and we were just talking about what we wanted to do for the coming year in the gardens. And I was telling her how much I wanted to get a green stock, and they're just basically stackable planters. I have one that I've got from a dollar store, which is very tiny, and I didn't have much success from it. But the green stalks, they can be pricey, and they're from the States. And so I was saying to her how I wish I could find somewhere where I could find one in Canada, so I didn't have to pay like the duty and the extra for the exchange. So that night she sent me a link for a place in Ontario where they did sell them, and I I ordered one. So I'm very excited for that. It's a 5-tier, and I'm going to use that for my strawberries. So it'll have 30 spots for 30 strawberry plants, which is more than enough for our little family. So I'm very excited about when that arrives. I'll be sure to show you that and how I plant that out. So today I have some planting that I'm going to be doing. You've seen me plant before, and I don't think I need to shoot any more footage of me filling up these little pots with dirt and plopping in the seed, but I will show you what I am planting. I'm going to do some zinnia peppermint stick, zinnia pom-pom, zinnia purple prince, zinnia macarena, zinnia queen lime blush, zinnia queen lime, and zinnia mazurkia, some daisy shades paper, some lupin, shasta daisy, and lavateria. And now that's the plant I was telling you about at the side of the hill there when I was outside where the dogs were barking at me. That's what I'm going to put all along the top of that hill. I think that'll fill that in nicely because it can get quite tall. My gomphrena here, I have some purple, some Audrey white, some salmon pastel, some more bunny tail grass. Got some pansies, violas, some xeranthemum, and some status. So that's what I plan to plant today. As I said, I won't bring you along for that. You have seen me plant before. I just wanted to kind of give you an update. I will give you an update though on these seedlings as they start to germinate and let you know how I'm making out. Did want to give you an update though on the frog balls. Not a fan. I think, I don't know if it's the brine. I just find it just tastes like I'm eating vinegar. It's not appealing at all. So I think what I'm going to try and do is find a brine, something more that I would use along the lines for like a dill pickle. So I use some fresh dill and some garlic, and I'm going to try it again. But as for this first batch, no bueno. I wasn't a fan. But I tried, and that's okay because that's what you have to do. You have to try these things. You don't know if they're going to work out. But as I said, I'm going to try it again more like a dill pickle, and I'll let you know how that makes out. So I'm going to end it here. I am going to get busy and start digging in dirt and planting these seeds and getting them arranged up on my shelves here. So thank you for spending some time with me while I go through these different projects, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye. We hope you enjoyed watching our video. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to help us grow our channel. Thanks so much for watching.